In the winter of 1959, 10 young people set out to cross some of the most remote mountains in the Soviet Union. 9 of them would never come home. They were students and graduates from a university in the Ural Mountains. Experienced, fit. Some of the best young hikers in the region. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. Calm, brilliant, the kind of person you trusted with your life in the wild. Their goal was a mountain called Otorten, deep in the frozen north. A long, hard winter trek, but nothing they hadn't done before. On the way in, one of them, Yuri Yudin, fell ill and had to turn back. It saved his life. He was the last person to see his friends alive. For days they pushed deeper into the wilderness, hauling heavy packs through deep snow and brutal wind. On the 1st of February, they began climbing the slope of a mountain the local Mansi people called Kolachiakal. In their language, it means dead mountain. A storm was rolling in. Visibility dropped. Somewhere on that bare, exposed slope, they stopped and pitched their tent. It was a strange place to camp, out in the open on the mountainside, instead of down in the shelter of the forest below. Nobody knows for certain why. They cooked, they settled in for the night, and that is the last thing we know for sure that they ever did. They were due back around the 12th of February. Friends and family expected a telegram. None came. By the 20th, a search was launched. Volunteers, students, soldiers, aircraft, all sent into the mountains to find them. On the 26th of February, they found the tent. And the moment they saw it, they knew something was very wrong. It was half buried in snow, partly collapsed, empty, and it had been cut open from the inside. Someone had taken a knife to the canvas and slashed their way out rather than use the entrance, as if they had seconds to escape. Inside, everything was still there. Their boots, their coats, their gear. In a Siberian winter, they had fled into the night with almost nothing on their feet. Leading away from the tent were footprints in the snow. 8, maybe 9 sets, some in socks, some completely bare. The tracks walked. They didn't run in panic at first. They walked in a line down the slope toward the trees, into the dark, into -30 degrees. About a mile down, at the edge of the forest, stood a tall cedar tree. Beneath it, the searchers found the first 2. They were lying near the remains of a small fire. Their hands were burned. Branches were broken high up the tree, as if someone had climbed it, desperate, looking back toward the slope. Between the tree and the tent, they found 3 more, including Dyatlov himself. They were facing back uphill. They had died trying to return to the tent they had fled. 5 found, 4 still missing. And it was the 4 that would turn this from a tragedy into a mystery the world still can't solve. For weeks, the snow hid them. It wasn't until May, when the thaw came, that searchers found the last 4, buried in a ravine deep in the forest. They were better dressed than the others. Some wore clothing taken from those who had already died. They had fought harder than anyone to survive. But their injuries made no sense. One had a skull fractured by tremendous force. 2 had crushed chests, ribs broken as if hit by a car. And yet, there were almost no external wounds, no cuts. The damage was deep inside, as though something immense had pressed down on them. One of them, Lyudmila Dubinina, was found with injuries so strange that, to this day, no explanation for them has ever been agreed on. When their clothing was tested, something else came back that nobody expected: traces of radiation. The official conclusion was almost meaningless. The hikers had died because of, and this is the real wording, a compelling natural force that they could not overcome. 9 experienced people. 1 quiet night on Dead Mountain. A tent cut open from the inside, and a walk into the dark that none of them survived. What was the force that drove them out into the cold? An avalanche? The military? Something on that mountain we still don't understand. There are theories, and one of them, only solved recently, might finally fit. That's where we go in part 2.